You wake up. Before your feet touch the floor, your thumb starts moving. One swipe, then another. A message, a video, a notification. Your brain comes alive. But something strange is happening. Every year, we have more entertainment than any generation before us. Yet millions of people say they feel more bored, more distracted, more exhausted. How can a world filled with endless pleasure leave so many people feeling empty? The answer isn't a lack of happiness. It's hidden inside a tiny chemical that has shaped every human decision for millions of years. Dopamine. You've probably heard it called the pleasure chemical, but that's one of the biggest myths in modern psychology. Because dopamine isn't what makes you enjoy something. It's what makes you chase it. And once you understand the difference, you'll never look at your phone or your own mind the same way again. Imagine you're standing in an African savanna 200,000 years ago. You haven't eaten all day. Your stomach hurts. Your body is running out of energy. Then you notice movement in the grass. It could be food, or it could be something trying to eat you. Your brain has to make a decision, move closer or stay alive. Long before humans built cities or invented smartphones, our ancestors survived because their brains developed an extraordinary system, not to reward success, but to motivate pursuit. Every berry gathered, every animal hunted, every river discovered, every new friend made. Each one increased the chances of survival, and evolution found a way to make those behaviors repeat. That system was dopamine, but not in the way most people think. In the 1990s, neuroscientist Professor Wolfram Schultz conducted experiments that changed our understanding of the brain. His team recorded the activity of dopamine neurons, while monkeys expected fruit juice. At first, dopamine neurons fired when the juice arrived. That made sense. Something rewarding happened. Then something unexpected occurred. Once the monkeys learned a signal predicted the juice, their dopamine neurons stopped firing when the reward appeared. Instead, they fired the moment the signal appeared. The brain wasn't responding to the reward anymore. It was responding to the expectation. Then Schultz made the experiment even stranger. Sometimes, the juice never arrived. The dopamine response didn't just disappear. It dropped below normal, as if the brain was saying, "Something promised happened. Where is it?" This became known as reward prediction error, one of the most influential discoveries in modern neuroscience. Your brain isn't constantly chasing rewards. It's constantly making predictions, then comparing reality against those predictions. That tiny difference changes your motivation, changes your learning, and slowly changes your behavior. So ask yourself something. If your brain evolved to predict rewards, what happens when someone learns how to control those predictions? The answer changed the modern world. By the early 21st century, the world's smartest engineers weren't just building better technology. They were learning how to influence attention. Every notification, every vibration, every red badge, every endless feed, each one was designed to answer a single question. How do you keep someone coming back? The answer wasn't more content, it was uncertainty. Imagine pulling a slot machine. You don't know what comes next. Most of the time, you lose, but occasionally, you win. That uncertainty keeps your hand pulling the lever again. Psychologists call this a variable reward schedule. It was first demonstrated by B.F. Skinner in the 1930s. Skinner discovered that animals worked hardest, not when every action produced a reward, but when rewards arrived unpredictably, sometimes immediately, sometimes much later, sometimes not at all. That pattern created remarkably persistent behavior. Modern technology didn't invent this principle, it industrialized it. Every time you refresh your feed, your brain asks a question. Will something interesting appear? Most of the time, nothing remarkable happens. Then suddenly, a funny video, a message from someone important, hundreds of likes, breaking news, a shocking headline. Your brain learns one lesson. Keep checking. Not because every swipe is rewarding, because the next one might be. That single possibility is enough to keep millions of people scrolling, hour after hour, day after day. Sound familiar? The average person now checks their phone dozens of times each day. For many people, it's well over 100. Not because every interaction is meaningful, because uncertainty is powerful. Your ancestors searched forests for food. You searched screens for stimulation. The environment changed. The reward system didn't. And that's where the real problem begins, because your brain has another ability. It adapts. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. What feels exciting today becomes normal tomorrow. Your favorite song. The first time you heard it, it gave you chills. After 50 plays, the excitement fades. The same process happens with social media. Video after video, notification after notification. Eventually, what once felt exciting becomes ordinary. Not because the content changed, because your brain did. It adjusted its expectations. Now it takes something even more surprising to create the same feeling of anticipation. A funnier video, a louder notification, a faster game, a stronger emotional reaction. The chase quietly accelerates without you noticing. Have you ever opened your phone without even deciding to? Most people have. Sometimes you unlock it, forget why, lock it again, then unlock it just seconds later. That's not simply forgetfulness. It's habit. Researchers at MIT, including Anne Gray Beal, have shown that repeated behaviors can become deeply encoded into the brain's habit circuits. The more often a behavior is repeated in the same context, the less conscious effort it requires. Eventually, your hand moves before your mind does. The phone isn't controlling you. Your habits are. And habits are incredibly difficult to notice while they're happening. That's what makes them powerful. But phones aren't unique. The same reward system responds to many different experiences: highly processed food, online shopping, video games, pornography, even checking your email. Anything that repeatedly promises maybe something good is next can gradually train your brain to keep looking. This doesn't mean these things are automatically harmful. The brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what evolution designed it to do. The problem is that evolution never prepared it for a world offering endless rewards without requiring meaningful effort. For hundreds of thousands of years, finding food, building relationships, and surviving danger required patience. Today, stimulation arrives instantly, and your ancient brain struggles to tell the difference. Your brain has a problem, not because it's weak, because it's ancient. For almost all of human history, life was difficult. Food was uncertain. Danger was everywhere. Rewards were rare. Your brain evolved to notice anything that increased your chances of survival. It never expected to carry thousands of rewards inside your pocket. Every notification, every recommendation, every autoplay video, every perfectly targeted advertisement competes for the same attention. Your ancestors once used to avoid predators, and the competition is becoming smarter. Artificial intelligence studies your behavior. Algorithms learn your habits. Platforms remember what makes you stop scrolling, not because they hate you, because your attention is their business model. The longer you stay, the more valuable you become. But here's the twist. The greatest cost isn't time, it's attention. Psychologist William James wrote in 1890, "My experience is what I agree to attend to." More than a century later, those words feel almost prophetic, because attention shapes memory, memory shapes identity, and identity shapes the life you eventually live. Every hour spent reacting is an hour not spent choosing. Have you noticed how difficult silence has become? Waiting in line, riding an elevator, sitting alone, a few seconds pass, and your hand reaches for your phone. Not because something happened, because nothing happened. Boredom once served a purpose. It pushed humans to explore, to invent, to imagine. Some cognitive scientists believe periods of quiet rest support processes involved in reflection, creativity, and integrating information, although creativity is influenced by many factors. Many of history's greatest ideas didn't arrive during constant stimulation. They arrived during walks, long journeys, quiet mornings, moments when the mind was finally allowed to wander. Today, those moments are disappearing, not because they're impossible, because they're interrupted, again and again and again. So what can you actually do? Not a dopamine detox. Despite its popularity, there's little scientific evidence that a short dopamine detox resets your brain chemistry. Dopamine isn't a toxin. It isn't the enemy. You need it to learn, to move, to stay motivated. The goal isn't less dopamine. The goal is healthier patterns for earning it. Sleep consistently, because poor sleep disrupts the brain's reward systems and self-control. Exercise regularly. Physical activity supports mood, learning, and healthy brain function. Read something difficult. Long-form reading trains sustained attention in ways endless scrolling does not. Do work. That takes effort before it delivers results. Learn a skill, practice an instrument, build something, have conversations without checking your phone. Spend time outside without headphones. Let yourself become bored long enough for curiosity to return. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Your brain expects constant stimulation. When it doesn't arrive, everything feels slower, but slowly, something remarkable happens. Music sounds richer, books become easier to finish, conversations become deeper, small victories feel meaningful again, not because the world changed, because your relationship with it changed. And that's the real secret. The opposite of addiction isn't boredom, it's presence, the ability to give your full attention to one meaningful thing. Your brain was never designed for infinite entertainment. It was designed to help you survive a finite world. The modern world discovered how to capture your attention. The question is, will you decide where it goes next? Because every swipe, every click, and every second you choose to focus is quietly teaching your brain what matters. In the end, the most powerful algorithm isn't inside your phone. It's the one you're building inside your own mind.